Yeah, it's such a pleasure to welcome you to today's sessions. We are truly delighted to have you here, and I'm grateful that you've taken your time to join us. Thank you so much for being here. So this is actually my very first time join Charleston conference, and I have to say it's such a wonderful experience. Yesterday's session were eye-openings. Not to mention amazing fireworks last night. I noticed several government organizations and other institutions database project integrating Crossref data to lead their strategies and even shape policy decisions nationally scale. So that's amazing. So that really struck me as a powerful reminder. Metadata isn't just technical detail, it's the backbone of discoverability, credibility, trust signal, and impact. So I'm really thankful to our members and Crossref community for working hard to complete their metadata. So my name is Robika Rosalin, and I'm a member support specialist at Crossref. Today, I have the honor of moderating these sessions, so the importance of metadata for Asian scholarship. Let me introduce my lovely panelists here. Thank you so much. So the first, Professor Dr. Namtip Wipawin from Department of Information Science, School of Liberal Arts, Sukhothai Thammathirat Open University, Thailand. She also working at Thailand DOI Service Center Project, National Research Council of Thailand. Savastika. And next, Muhammad Tanzil Multazam. He is from Universitas Muhammadiyah Sidoarjo. He is also as advisory board of Relawan Journal Indonesia. Selamat siang, Pak. And last but not least, we have Ms. Guo Xiaofang, Crossref Ambassador in Asia, Director at Xinjiang Scientific Press, Singapore. So in this session, our panelists will discuss their experience of challenges and solution in adopting open metadata practices and leveraging metadata effectively. So we will look at metadata trends in Asia and invite you all to share your expectations of open metadata for future developments for serve the Asian research community. So we have a live poll now. If you have your already registered for WOVA application, so if you go to our session on Wednesday, the importance of metadata for Asian scholarship, and there is a click here polls, and then you can see here the questions, the importance of metadata for Asian scholarship. And then the second question what are key challenges to adoption of rich metadata in your country or institution? So during the session, you can share your thoughts and then we can discuss later. So to begin the session, I'd like to introduce you a bit about Crossref and a journey Crossref members over the years. So we can see the trends of their metadata. So you might be already be familiar with Crossref and what we do, but in case you don't, we are a not-for-profit membership organization that exists to make a scholarly communication better. So Crossref make research object easy to find, cite, link, access, and reuse. So last night, Amanda Bartel, our director of membership, just announced that we reached the 165 countries from Mauritania. So they join us through our GEM program, so which over global equitable membership, so offers relief from membership and content registration fees for members in the least economically advantaged country in the world. So the Research Nexus vision of as a rich and reusable open network of relationship that connect research organization, people, things, and actions. The foundation of Research Nexus is metadata. So the richer and more comprehensive the metadata in Crossref record, so the more value there is for our members and for others, including the future generations. Yeah, this is, we can see the total members, our members in Asia. Thank you so much to my manager, Marina, to help me to get this data. So we have, the blue line is our independent members. So the members work directly to Crossref, and then the red one, sponsored members who work through our sponsoring organizations. Currently, we have 47 sponsors in Asia, specifically Central, South, and Asia Pacific regions. And the yellow, the total numbers of members from Asia, and 14,110. It means more than 50% of Crossref membership from Asia. And yeah, you can see we start here from 2000 and starting from 2 members from Asia. Now it's 2025, the numbers goes up for 14,000. Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, from this data, we can see that 19.8 million registered DOIs for total Asian members. Growth of 93% over the last 5 years versus 47% at world level. So this graph mimics our participation reports. So our participation reports are visualization of our member metadata. You can use our participation reports to see for yourself where the gaps in your organization metadata are, and perhaps compare your performance to others. So these reports are open and free to everyone. So we can see the additions of the orange bar, which shows the world average of coverage for this category. So this computed as the share of all records that have this type of metadata registered. So we counted the content types and the years are included. And we can see this, the affiliation, yeah, for orchids 77%, crossmark animal 7%, and then affiliation 18%. This number, we can see that this has now stagnant, and this is a shame. And affiliation metadata really support traceability of impact for institutions and funders alike, and it's of increasing value in ascertaining trust in research work. Similarly, the references stubbornly remain at about over 20% over the course of the past 5 years. So the references, this is a lifeline for discoverability. And we strongly encourage of all members in Asia to consider including references relationship in their metadata. So we have recently introduced a streamlined process for that in our helper tools. Me and my Crossref colleagues will be happy to speak during the break time if you want to know more about this one. And we can see here the bubble, works registered in the region. The bubbles are centered on the capital of the country. As you can see, Indonesia is the leading here, 0.2 million content have been registered in our system, following Japan, India, South Korea, and Turkey. And yeah, I'm really thankful to Alex, to our data scientist, to help me to find this data. And now we are curious about what happened in Indonesia, so why they can lead this such a great job, for registering content. So how's the policy and support for the adoption of persistent identifiers and metadata in Indonesia? So, Pak Tanzil, can you?
Okay, thank you.
Start?
Maybe I can start with this. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I will start quickly because I think I need only 5 minutes, yes? So we start with the number of the institution and the research institute in Indonesia. A total is 5,500. You can check in the Sinta website, sinta.kemdikti.scientech.go.id. It's 5,500. It's such a huge number, but now the government is already have kind of a strict policy to who we want to establish new university. They need to have certain funding. So it's very strict now. Previously, it's not that strict. You can just establish new university. You get kicked out as rector in other university. You establish yourself like that, and you make your rector in that new university. Then in Indonesia, now is strict to create a new university. With this kind of 5,500, and then it starts with the policy to obligate journal to have DOI. Before that, in the 2013, government obligate journal to have an OAI, Open Archive Initiative, for the journal to extract their metadata. But in the 2016, they improved the policy with the obligate the DOI. So journal with the DOI can be accredited. So in here we can see the total number of scholarly journal in Indonesia, 27,800 scholarly journal. And this publisher, 75% is our sponsored member. I'm from Relawan Journal Indonesia and sponsoring organization of Crossref, and this 3,900 now are member to register the DOI. So the real question is are their metadata is already full enough and complete enough? We can see in here, the check first is the OAI. So the OAI is, why are they using OAI first? Because their platform, the name is Garuda, they create this platform to harvest all the content open source in Indonesia publisher. So all Indonesia publisher must have registered in Garuda. So in Garuda, they're using Open Archive Initiative, OAI. But this OAI have problem about this basic title only and author and abstract only. They cannot separate it with the affiliation, etc. Need to customize the work. So that's why they obligate with the Digital Object Identifier. But there is problem also about this PDF also. So even the published open access, but the PDF metadata in PDF is not structured well. They just exported from docx Microsoft Word, and then it will be done with the PDF, but they not edited the PDF metadata. So the author usually name Asus or name the Intel like that, the name of the computer, not the name of author itself. So the metadata is very dirty. So that's why now the government want to improve this with the XML thing in this article. So the article need to be also have great metadata. So the number 3 is the completeness of this DOI. You can see in here, there is a total 27,800 journal. And this with no DOI is almost 51% is no DOI. Why I get this number? Because only 49% they already accredited. They need to have DOI to get accredited. So if they're not accredited yet, so they not get any DOI yet. So the logic is simple with that kind of information. So we can found that there is 27,800 and only 49% have the DOI. But this 49% also have problem because they not reach connected DOI. There is no information about reference. There is no information about the ORCID ID. Robika said about the ROR ID in the article with the affiliation. This is a problem also. The government want the complete metadata because they want using this DOI data to the Garuda itself and then to the Sinta itself. So how they using the future of the data using? So this is the ecosystem of in Indonesia now. So you can see this is Garuda National Journal Indexing. It's indexed all national journal, which is open access because they obligate all the output of the research is open access. You get grant from government, you need open access. You get grant from university, you must be open access. You establish journal in Indonesia, you must open access. If you're not open access, you cannot get accredited. So the Garuda itself, so all the Garuda is open access. This is the, we already know the common knowledge. From this Garuda, if they are already indexed in Garuda, they will go to the Arjuna for accreditation system. So if you are already indexed in Garuda, you have eligibility to go to the Arjuna to get the Sinta ranking, level 1, level 2, level 3, till level 6. So there is numbering, there is verification. So after this Arjuna, you go to the Sinta, the National Evaluation Hub. This National Evaluation Hub is using to assess the institution, assess the lecturer, also to check the quality of the publication. So this Sinta also get the data from the VIMA for the grant management. That's why it's very helpful if the grants management also get metadata from the Crossref with the grants ID. But the problem is the Sinta is not connected with the ORCID and the Crossref. This is the funny thing. They obligate the SIN 2016 about DOI, but never use the data. They never use the DOI to enrich the data in the Sinta. They never use the data from the DOI to evaluating, making statisticing. They only use it by manually input it in the Sinta. That's why we can say that the data in Sinta is only verification external data from the Scopus and from Google Scholar, not yet connected with the Crossref or the ORCID ID. So we need to make more work about this because we want the Sinta is rich in data and complete in metadata. So what is needed to metadata policy in Indonesia? So now is the repository first. In our national library, we have kind of application named the Indonesian OneSearch. This OneSearch is extract all the metadata from the repository and from the library, from university, from the school, elementary school, all the library connected to this Indonesian OneSearch from Indonesian library site. But again, this Indonesian OneSearch only facilitated with the OEI, PMH connected, not by DOI. That's why the data is very limited. In this phase, they change to now the DOI. Then in this DOI is not, again, not used for the platform. Just for, you need to obligate this, doing DOI, you need to open access, but the data not used by the government. And what is the current focus now? So, we want from the Relawan Journal Indonesia, we always encourage the our member, this 90,000 journal, they need to complete with the metadata readiness health preparation checklist from the Crossref platform. We're doing some kind of workshop how to register the reference, how to register the affiliation, how to update their crossmark using the tools that provided from the Crossref. But the challenge is the consistency. After this editor, we educate them. Next month, they got moved to another department. And then it will be educate again. Educate again. Change every time is very dynamic because editor journal in Indonesia, usually in university, is not interesting job. Yes. They got there because they dump from any department, they dump them there because it's not interested. But for private company, maybe for they get profit, but for university, they don't get anything. They're doing that because the job description, they need to do that. That's why in university, often we need to communicate always, educate always. Even this university already have information, but it's lost communication from previous manager. So we need to communicate again, communicate again, communicate again. So what is now needed is take 3 is the future goal, but the next now is the clean basic metadata always. PDF need to be clean, PDF not the dirty data, PDF need to be have a basic metadata like author, abstract, like that in PDF. That's why we encourage using the platform, for example, from OJS 34, there is a plugin that converted your XML to the PDF automatically, like that. So we use that tool to encourage the editor to ease their job to make the PDF clean. So that's why now we encourage them to using that kind of tool to have a clean metadata in PDF. Of course, that we also give them tutorial to have another plugin, because mostly 90% of journal in Indonesia using OJS, Open Journal System, because the first tutorial from the government is using Open Journal System in the 2012. So since today, we're still using Open Journal System. That's it for my presentation. Maybe start to Professor Namtip.
Yep. Thank you so much. Really learn a lot from the policy from Indonesia. Now let's invite Professor Namtip. Let's now learn from Thailand.
Thank you very much, and hello everyone. Sawadika. I'm lecturer in the university in Thailand, and also just last year, the National Research Council of Thailand has initiated the project of Thailand DOI Service Center. That's how we start working with Crossref. Before that, in the past 10 years that we've been a member of DataSite, and we're still doing that both for the digital repository and with journals. Coming to the metadata landscape in Thai academia, especially in Thai a library database, research database, and digital archive, and a government catalog portal. So for the library database, I think almost all library database in Thailand use MARC records as the descriptive and administrative metadata, and in the library integrated system by using the ISBN and the SSN from the Thai National Library as the identifier. So there's no question about that. But for the research database in Thai list, digital collection in the Union Catalog, which is supported by the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation, there are more than 167 universities use Dublin Core metadata with 15 elements by using URL and handle system, and as the identifier, as well as the institutional repository or of any university, for the thesis and research report also used, and also the TNRR, which is Thai National Research Repository, also that collect the research record of the research grant that have been granted by the NRCT. So even though the National Research Council of Thailand support the DOI for our digital repository for the last 10 years, but the DOI was come to the spot of interest again from last year after we subscribed to be a member of Crossref sponsor program, because most of our journals are in Crossref platform, and at the time, about 7 years ago, that we implement the project of Cortasil for digital repository, and 7 digital repositories have been certified by Cortasil until now, and also the Chulalongkorn University intellectual repository that been the model for our repository, and with other 6 digital repository that make DOIs more interest, because it's one of the requirements that we have to have in our metadata to have DOI for the discovery and identification. And until now, we can say that almost all digital collection in Thailand use the Dublin core metadata, but only 10 or 15 of them use DOI as the identifier from what we see in the Thai list digital collection. And for the digital archives, and most of them use the IZG metadata. If you work in the archive, and I think you are familiar with this, the 26 data elements for archival description in 7 areas by using reference codes as the identifier. And and for the Thai journal database, which come to our interest, is because Thai use Thai Journal system by the support of TCI, or Thai Journal Citation Index Center, which is the center that support Thai journals in Thailand, which about more than 1,000 journals nowadays. And all of them use the Dublin core metadata, but about 10 to 20% of them use DOI as the identifier, but yeah, you may use other kind of, they may use URL mostly for the identifier. So until last year, after NRCT initiated the project of Thailand DOI Service Center and applied to be Crossref sponsor program, so they have a plan to provide DOI for all Thai journals in Thailand. And we start from the first page of 21 journals last year, and followed by the Thai journals in the Scopus TCI project this year, and hopefully to extend to more journals in Thailand in the next phase soon. And for the government catalog portal, also this is by the Digital Government Development Agency, or DGA metadata. They focus on the government data catalog called GD catalog, which use Dublin core metadata and ISO IEC 11179 for the mandatory metadata to increase data quality. And also for the GD catalog, still use institutional ID and URL for the identifier. So we still have how do we connect this time? The important is the last slide to share the importance of metadata in library archive and government data portal. This identifier helps us to speak the same language, as you know that, but to create the unique link as the researcher, I think it's not enough, just the unique link, but the researcher need to have the node, research node and connection in order to, so what can we do to make this possible? I agree that we need to update our metadata, to improve our metadata which will be in our next step of working for metadata in Thailand. I think also your country also have something like this or more than this. Then I think we can share later on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Nantip. Yep, we can share next about open metadata utilization in Asia case study.
Yeah, yes, I'm Guo Xiafeng from Singapore. I'm a Crossref ambassador in Asia. Yeah, let's see. Begin from the primary scholarly DOI services used in Asia. I believe that Asia is a region with the highest concentration of scholarly DOI services. So let's see the regional services at first. The Chinese DOI, the first Asian DOI registered agency built in China, which I served for 15 years. That's built in 2007. And follow that, there are IRT DOIs, Japan Link Center, and Senkai DOIs as the second DOI registration in mainland China, and Korea DOI Center. And international services, including the Crossref and the DataSite. As Rebecca has introduced, the more than 50 of the 50% of members are based in Asia, Crossref. And Crossref also has 177 million open metadata records with the open API. And content type including the literature, preprints, datasets, founder and grants, and etc. And the rich metadata support the research nexus vision. And the DataSite was built in 2005. They also have 1,700 members from 66 countries. And they focused on research DOI, research data DOI. And they also have open metadata and API. And to investigate the usage of Crossref metadata in Asia, we surveyed these regions, including Singapore, Malaysia, mainland China, Hong Kong, and Macau. Crossref has more than 660 members from these regions, and more than 19% are publisher members. They are almost all small or tiny ones. And less than 10% are affiliates. They are university libraries using the open URL. And there's only 10 metadata plus users. They are almost all the technical companies in China. And there's no affiliates in Malaysia, nor the open URL or metadata service users. Yeah, as to the open API usage, there are 2 billion calls globally to our API every month by thousands of systems ingesting and reusing this open metadata. Since no usage or traffic tracking to the public core of the REST API, so we don't know how many calls are from Asia. And we also don't know the exact number of the system which are using our API. So we just can see some new use cases of open metadata in these regions. The National Natural Science Foundation of China utilized the GLS, which is Grand Linking System of Crossref, and open metadata to retrieve their outcomes funded by their grants. And they want to integrate them, these outcomes onto their platform for open access. And the second use case is from the leading internet companies in China, which are not the traditional metadata user. Yeah, such as Ant Group, which was founded by Alibaba originally. They are collecting various electronic resources to train their large language models and utilize open metadata for managing and linking scholarly resources and mining diverse applications from all these data sources. The third use cases from the numerous startups who developing AI apps supporting scholarship using the open metadata, such as Country Metric and Recheck, which is based in Singapore and Malaysia. Their journal widgets using Crossref metadata and the retraction watch data for real-time citation counts, intelligently recommending of articles cross platforms and detecting retracted citations. And the other one is the Hong Kong based in, a company based in Hong Kong. Their product name is O2SAI. They are AI tools for the integrity detection of journals and papers based on massive open metadata. They trained the retraction features from the retraction data, analyzed the image, text, and citations within the articles to assess research integrity, retraction risks. And they also analyze journal quality, predict integrity and ethical risks based on the cleaned journal and article metadata. And they also have a future expansion plan. Yeah, you can see this is the metadata record they collected of the article. And this is the citation, and this is the self-citation in journals. And they also show the article publication trend from year to year and the citation trend. Yeah, they claim they adhere to the principles of transparency and openness. Their data source include Crossref, open citation, retraction data, ORCID, RAW, and more. And all their data sets are accessible under the CC BY license. Yeah, that's all for my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now let's move to our session for the importance of metadata for Asian scholarship. So we already got information from Indonesia, Thailand, and China. And thank you so much for participating to our questions polls. So what's the biggest benefit of complete metadata? So we can see here like access. We will get the information in one go, discoverability, accurate data, exchange, provide rich data and informations, easy discovery to find the accurate information. We already know the benefits of this, but we have challenges here to face it. So some of participants mentioned that about multilingual indigenous metadata, manpower, or awareness, data accuracy. no staff. Yeah, sometimes our members mention that the only one person in this organization, and we want to register our content. And then the interoperability. Yeah. So what do you think of this? Any comments or any questions so far? I will leave my mic to Amanda, who helped me.
Hello, my name is Andrew Joseph. I'm the digital publisher at Wits University Press from Johannesburg in South Africa. We've introduced or have been working, we're a book publisher mostly, so not journals, and it's mostly humanities and social sciences. So I don't really know, I think if we're speaking generally about metadata and the implementation of it, we use Onyx, which is also an open metadata source. And what we've found, sorry, I should also just say, I chair the metadata group based in the Publishers Association of South Africa as well. So we have a national working group on metadata, working with publishers, librarians, and retailers and people in the supply chain. So it's mostly around the physical work of this. But what we found, particularly in our country, which has 12 official languages, with a strong national policy to publish in as many of these languages as possible, discussions about the cross use, the use of multiple languages in metadata has been very useful. I think, obviously, there are many languages spoken in many other parts of the world, and 12 isn't actually a lot. But what we found useful was to scale back the expectation of it initially, and to say what are the essential bits of metadata that we need. So it's things like DOIs, obviously, ISBNs, titles, and to provide that. And it started a really interesting starting point for us to be able to then begin to expand. So some languages there are stronger advocates for it, and there's more publishing that happens in that, and we can advance those fields that we need. But I think to try to do everything in one go, it can seem insurmountable with that.
Thank you so much. Any comments?
Okay. But the multilingual, in the Indonesia also we have some problem regarding that, because metadata mostly is first is in Indonesian, of course, because the government, I don't know what they inspired from, that they say that if your full text is Indonesia, then your metadata should be is Indonesia. Then it mostly in that time is Indonesia, so all metadata is Indonesia. And then in that time, not many journal published in English, because in the 2016, not many journal is going for the Scopus index like that. So they focusing on how to write well with the Indonesian language. But today that there is change in the government policy that say that even your full text is Indonesia, you put that most English as the metadata. You put English as metadata, and then you put the subtitle as the Indonesia, like that. Or you can just put the double language in the full text, but in the metadata only in English, like that. So now you can see in Indonesia, if you find the full text in Indonesia, is the metadata can be is in English now for Indonesian journal. That's why now full text is mostly published in Indonesia, but the metadata is in English. I found also from the Africa using like in the title, this one in the Africa language, and they put the slash like this, and then with the English language. But I think it will be confusing, yes, because the title will be very long, and then it is slicing like that. In Indonesia, we're using in OGS. I think it's not actually the correct tool, but we put the title and the subtitle in Indonesia, the first title in English. But we need to some custom to the AJS, putting that BR, and then it will be separated like that. But because if we not do that, in metadata we're calling first language long. The language will be the title will be long. If we not cut it in the script in the system, the article.html text, we put it BR like that, and it will be separated. But that's why we educate our member using that kind of method. I don't know this correct way from the PKP side or Crossref side, but it's helped. It's helped with the current situation in Indonesia. Right.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah.
I just had something on multilingual. I know, so particularly with article titles, a big use of the metadata is for citation matching. So you can match if somebody else has cited that article. So from the Crossref side, we'd always recommend that you include the article title metadata in the language that it's most likely to be cited in. And that way you'll guarantee you get the matches with the citations more likely. So we don't recommend one language over another language, but you as editorial staff, you're probably most likely to know what language this thing is most likely to be cited in and pick that one. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Wow, time flies so fast, and I have to wrap up. Can you summarize in one sentence what do you think is the most important aspect metadata for Asian scholarship?
One sentence is about, I think metadata awareness and literacy is very important for us, you know. And thank you for sharing about publisher place. You know, I also emphasize on university. Actually, university place is very important, and also private industry publishing place also really important for metadata. We need to work together, both university. Thesis and research, but also the books, e-books in publisher company need to do this kind of metadata with us together. That's why it can this kind of connection will be a lot better if we can do this awareness and literacy in our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Guo, would you like to one?
Yeah, I think for me, the open metadata is not just data about research. It's the infrastructure supporting open science and allows the Asian innovation to be seen, to be connected, and to be trusted by the worldwide.
Yes, for me that we will easier to create metadata, but we need to responsible to with that metadata. In Indonesia, there's many metadata is already created, but is trusted or not, we don't know. So, it's very easy to create metadata. You can just upload it, you get the register, you get metadata, but we need to be responsible on it. That's why the government not just if government support, not just obligate some platform to using DOI or we using DOI, but they need to make a kind of criteria. What is the DOI completeness like, and how to complete that kind of metadata. Not just obligate person or institution to create some kind of persistent identifier in person or organization or item. So that's my summary.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, you're amazing to working on this. I'm really appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you so much all.